Hello kids, here we are starting with our EVS 1 subject, lesson number 12, food for all, agriculture. Let's start. We get food from plants. For that purpose, we sow grains in fields and plant fruit trees in orchards. What does it mean? An area of land devoted to the cultivation of fruits and nut trees. About 60% of the land of our country is in use for agriculture. There are two main agricultural seasons in our country. Which are they? The season from June to October is called the Kharif season. What does it mean? Monsoon crops cultivated and harvested during rainy season. The second is, in this season, the crops are watered mainly by the rain. The season from October to March is the Rabi season, second one. After monsoon, crops are cultivated and harvesting begins in April or May. In this season, rainwater that has soaked, what does it mean? Allowed to become thoroughly wet by immersing it in liquid into the soil. The retreating monsoons and dew are the sources of water for the crops. In addition, some crops are grown from March to June. These are called summer season. Now, every farmer wishes to get a good harvest. A good harvest produces a good income. Fertile land, good quality seeds and fertilizers, and availability of water are essential for a good harvest. It is also necessary to carry out the task of tilling the land. What does it mean? Prepare and cultivate land for the crops. The crop in the field must be protected and the harvested crop must also be stored safely. All of these processes are important. Now, we will see traditional agriculture. In this, ploughing, tilling, what does ploughing means? Turn up the earth with a plough before sowing. Tilling, etc. were done with the help of oxen, plural of ox. A mott, what is mott? A huge leather bag, driven with the help of oxen, was used to draw water from the well. Harvesting, the process of gathering ripened crop. Threshing, it is process of loosening the edible part of the cereal grain from the scaly inedible chaff. Was done by the members of the farmer's family themselves with the help of oxen. However, farmers now carry out all these tasks with the help of machines. Can you see that? Now, we will see improved seeds. Earlier it was customary. What does it mean? Commonly practiced or traditional way to preserve the seeds of one harvest for sowing in the next season. Those seeds did not have a high yield. What does it mean? Amount of produced. Nowadays, improved seeds are developed through research. They are available in the market for every crop such as jawar, rice, groundnut, wheat, etc. These have a higher yield. They can resist pest attacks. Some varieties become ripe for harvesting in a shorter period of time, while some give a high yield even with a low water supply. Now, modern methods of irrigation. What is irrigation? A process of the artificial application of water to land. Crops grow well if they are watered at the right time. Water from rivers, lakes, and wells is used for irrigation in addition to rainwater. Greater quantities of water are stored by building dams and bunds. What does it mean? An embankment or causeway on rivers to obstruct the flow of water downstream. This also helps to raise the levels of groundwater. Crops were traditionally watered through canals. However, much water from the canals is lost due to evaporation. What does it mean? It is a process of liquid changing into a gas. And seepage. What does it mean? The slow process of the liquid through porous material like soil into the ground. Now, certain improved methods of irrigation are used which provide enough water to the plants and at the same time help to save a lot of water. Drip irrigation and sprinkle irrigation are two of these modern methods. The drip irrigation method makes use of pipes with holes. This ensures that the required amount of water drips only near the plants. Thus, full use is made of the available water. Sprinkle irrigation makes use of sprinklers of different size that spray water directly on plants. Now we will see fertilizer. If the same crops are grown frequently in a field, the fertility of the soil decreases. Then we have to add fertilizers to the soil to restore its productivity. Fertilizers provide the required nutritive providing nourishment substances to the crop. There are two kinds of fertilizers, natural and chemical. Natural fertilizers are called manures. They are obtained from materials available in nature like green waste and animal dung. Chemical or artificial fertilizers are mixtures of different chemical substances in specific proportions. Useful for agriculture. In traditional agriculture, organic manure such as compost were used. Chemical fertilizers came to be used for quicker growth and higher yields. However, the harmful effects of the use of these fertilizers soon became clear. The overuse of chemical fertilizers leads to accumulation, that means quantity of something that gradually gathered, of excessive. What is excessive? More than necessary. Chemicals in the soil. This lowers the fertility of the soil and reduces its productivity. Storage the harvested crop safely is as important as increasing the production. What steps are taken for this purpose? The grain is dried well in the sun and filled in sacks. The sacks are then stocked in the house or after selling in warehouses or shops. Stored grain can get damaged in two ways. Mice, rats and insects can spoil the grain to a great extent. Also, if the grain is stored in a closed and damp space, it catches fungus and becomes unfit for eating. To prevent such damage by pests, chemicals are sprayed at the place of storage or all around it. Neem leaves are mixed in the grain. Some protective chemicals that can be mixed with the grain are also available in the market. Their smell repels insects, means beat back or drive back. Storage places are always kept dry and airy to prevent fungus formation. Now, food storage and conservation of environment. Like humans, other living things also store food. Each of them has a different way of doing it. Can you see in the picture? Insects like ants store food. Bees collect nectar from flowers and store it in a honeycomb in the form of honey. Squirrels store seeds. Because these animals store food, it is available to them when they need it. Food security. Food is a basic need. Many countries have made laws to ensure that every person gets sufficient food according to their need. These laws are known as food security laws. In 2013, our country too enacted a food security law. It has made it possible to fight ills like malnutrition, means lack of proper nutrition. Starvation, what is the meaning? Suffering caused by lack of food, and death due to hunger. Now, we will see Agriculture Assistance Program. Through this program, farmers are given proper information and guidance about the latest technology, irrigation facilities, improved seeds, use of fertilizers and pesticides, etc. Now, let us see. What is next? They can also get weather forecast and other agriculture related information from these assistant centers. Thank you.